The courtroom doors swung open with their usual dull thud, but the tension inside felt anything but routine. Judge Judy Shaindlin walked in briskly, robe flowing, glasses already perched low on her nose. Her eyes scanned the room with the precision of someone who had seen every lie a human being could possibly invent, and then some. "Let's get started," she said sharply, taking her seat. The bailiff announced the case. Case number 42791, Denise Harper versus Michael Alvarez. Claim amount $75,000. A ripple of murmurs moved through the gallery. 75,000 wasn't small claims drama, this was personal. Denise Harper sat on the plaintiff's side, arms crossed tightly over her chest. She leaned back in her chair like the courtroom belonged to her. Her expression carried entitlement, irritation, and the unmistakable confidence of someone who believed they couldn't lose. Michael Alvarez sat across from her, posture stiff, hands folded, jaw clenched. He looked like a man who hadn't slept much in weeks. Judge Judy looked first at Denise. "Ms. Harper, you're suing Mr. Alvarez for $75,000. What's the basis of your claim?" Denise exhaled loudly, rolling her eyes before speaking. "Your Honor, I invested in his business. He promised me returns. He failed. Now he's refusing to pay me back." Judge Judy raised an eyebrow. "You invested or you loaned him money?" Denise waved her hand dismissively. "It's basically the same thing." Judge Judy's eyes narrowed just a fraction. "No, it's not." The gallery went quiet. Judge Judy turned to Michael. "Mr. Alvarez." Michael swallowed. "Yes, Your Honor." "Did she loan you money, or did she invest in your business?" Michael spoke carefully. "She invested, Judge. She signed an agreement. She knew there was risk." Denise scoffed loudly. "Oh please, that's his version." Judge Judy held up a hand. "Ms. Harper, you'll speak when I ask you to speak." Denise leaned forward, lips pursed, clearly annoyed. Judge Judy flipped through the file. "According to this, you signed a written agreement stating that this was an equity investment, not a guaranteed return." Denise shrugged. "I didn't think it would actually fail." Judge Judy looked up slowly. "You didn't think or you didn't read?" A few people in the gallery shifted uncomfortably. Denise's face tightened. "I read it, but he misled me." Judge Judy leaned back slightly. "How?" Denise straightened, sensing her moment. "He promised me the business was booming. He told me profits were guaranteed." Michael shook his head immediately. "That's not true." Judge Judy shot him a look. "You'll get your turn." She turned back to Denise. "Where is the guarantee in writing?" Denise hesitated for half a second. "Well, he said it verbally." Judge Judy sighed. "Of course he did." A few suppressed chuckles escaped the gallery. Denise's eyes flashed. "This isn't funny." Judge Judy didn't even look at them. "Ms. Harper, verbal guarantees mean nothing when you sign a written agreement that says the opposite." Denise leaned back again, arms crossed tighter. "That's your opinion." The courtroom froze. Judge Judy looked up slowly. "My opinion," she repeated calmly, "is the law." Denise smirked. "Maybe you should calm your hormones, Judge, you're getting emotional." The words hit the room like a dropped plate. For half a second there was silence so heavy it felt unreal. The bailiff stiffened. The gallery collectively inhaled. Michael's eyes widened in disbelief. Judge Judy didn't move. She didn't blink. She didn't raise her voice. She simply stared at Denise. 30 seconds passed. Not a word. Not a sound. The silence was surgical. Denise shifted in her seat, suddenly uncomfortable. Judge Judy finally spoke. "You're done." Denise frowned. "What?" Judge Judy removed her glasses slowly. "You don't get to insult the court." Denise laughed nervously. "Oh come on, it was just a joke." Judge Judy leaned forward. "No, it was." The room felt smaller. Judge Judy turned to the bailiff. "Make a note of the plaintiff's behavior." Denise's smile faded. Judge Judy continued. "And now, we're going to slow this down and look very carefully at what you actually signed." Denise rolled her eyes again. Judge Judy noticed. "Every time you roll your eyes, Ms. Harper, you're telling me you don't take responsibility for your own decisions." Denise snapped. I put my money in because he manipulated me. Judge Judy slammed her palm lightly on the desk. Enough. The sound echoed. You are an adult, you are responsible for your own money. Denise leaned forward, voice rising. So you're saying it's my fault he failed? Judge Judy looked unimpressed. I'm saying investments fail, that's how reality works. Denise scoffed. Well, maybe if he wasn't incompetent. Judge Judy cut her off. You don't get to rewrite history because you don't like the outcome. Michael finally spoke, voice shaking but controlled. She wanted fast money, Judge. I told her it was risky. Denise spun toward him. Liar. Judge Judy snapped her gaze toward Denise. One more outburst and you'll lose the floor entirely. Denise leaned back, lips pressed tight. Judge Judy turned to Michael. Explain the business. Michael nodded. It was a short-term rental company, we were scaling. She came to me asking to invest after seeing early profits. Judge Judy flipped a page. She invested $75,000. Yes. And the business failed. Michael nodded again. Market crash, regulations changed, we shut down. Denise laughed sarcastically. Convenient excuse. Judge Judy raised her hand again. Ms. Harper, silence. Judge Judy looked back at Michael. Did you take her money and spend it on personal expenses? No, Judge, every dollar went into the business. Judge Judy nodded. Do you have records? Michael slid a folder forward. Yes. Judge Judy flipped through bank statements, receipts, contracts. The room waited. Denise crossed her legs aggressively. Judge Judy looked up. These records are consistent. Denise sat up. So what, he still owes me? Judge Judy looked directly at her. Based on what? Denise opened her mouth, then closed it. You lost my money. Judge Judy shook her head. You lost your money. Denise's face flushed red. This is unbelievable. Judge Judy leaned forward again. You know what's unbelievable? That you think insulting the judge improves your case. The gallery murmured again. Denise's voice rose. I deserve my money back. Judge Judy's tone turned icy. You deserve exactly what you agreed to. Denise laughed sharply. This court is biased. Judge Judy didn't react immediately. She simply stared. Then she said quietly, You're about to learn an expensive lesson. Denise scoffed. Yeah, what lesson is that? Judge Judy closed the file. That arrogance is not a legal argument. Denise's confidence wavered for the first time. Judge Judy continued. And disrespect has consequences. Denise shifted again. Judge Judy turned to the bailiff. Bring me the signed agreement on the screen. The document appeared. Judge Judy pointed. Ms. Harper read the highlighted section. Denise hesitated. Out loud. Denise swallowed. This investment carries risk, and the investor acknowledges there is no guarantee of return. Judge Judy waited. And Denise read the next line quieter. The investor assumes full responsibility for loss. Judge Judy leaned back. Case law is very clear. Denise interrupted. So you're just ignoring how he talked me into it? Judge Judy snapped. No, I'm ignoring your refusal to accept reality. The air felt electric. Judge Judy paused. Then said calmly. Before I rule, I want to ask you one final question. Denise lifted her chin. What? Judge Judy looked straight at her. If you had made money, would you be here sharing profits with him? The question landed hard. Denise opened her mouth. Closed it. The silence returned. Judge Judy nodded. Exactly. Denise snapped. This is ridiculous. Judge Judy's voice dropped dangerously low. You had your chance. She looked down at her notes. Now we're done. Denise leaned forward in panic. Wait. Judge Judy raised a hand. I'm issuing my ruling. The gallery leaned in. Michael held his breath. Denise's face twisted between anger and fear. Judge Judy spoke slowly. Ms. Harper. The courtroom was so quiet that even the hum of the studio lights felt loud. Judge Judy didn't rush. She never did when the ruling was about to hurt. She looked at Denise Harper for a long moment, the way a surgeon looks at a patient before delivering bad news, focused, unemotional, precise. Ms. Harper, Judge Judy began, this case is actually very simple. Denise crossed her arms again, defensive, jaw tight. You invested $75,000 into a business. Judge Judy paused. You did not loan it. Denise opened her mouth. Judge Judy raised a finger. You did not secure it. Another pause. And you did not read or chose to ignore what you signed. Denise shook her head. That's not fair. Judge Judy's eyes lifted. Fair has nothing to do with it. The gallery leaned forward. Judge Judy continued. Adults are responsible for their choices. You were not coerced, you were not defrauded, you were not misled. Denise scoffed. He promised. Judge Judy cut her off instantly. No, he did not. Denise's voice rose. You weren't there. Judge Judy leaned forward sharply. I don't need to be there, I have the evidence. She tapped the contract with her pen. This document speaks louder than your memory. Denise's breathing quickened. This is unbelievable, he walks away free and I lose everything. Judge Judy nodded once. Yes. The word hit hard. Yes. Denise stared at her in disbelief. That's it. Judge Judy tilted her head slightly. Oh no, we're not finished. Denise's confidence cracked. Judge Judy continued calmly. You came into this courtroom believing that if you talked loudly enough, rolled your eyes enough, and disrespected the process enough, you could bully your way into a refund. Denise snapped. I didn't bully anyone. Judge Judy's eyes flashed. You told a sitting judge to calm her hormones. The gallery audibly reacted. Judge Judy didn't raise her voice. She didn't need to. That wasn't a joke. Denise shifted. That was frustration. Judge Judy shook her head. No, that was entitlement. The word stung. Judge Judy leaned back. You wanted sympathy, instead you showed me exactly who you are. Denise clenched her fists. So because I hurt your feelings, I lose my money. Judge Judy smiled thinly. No, you lost your money the moment you signed that agreement. Then she added. You lost your credibility the moment you opened your mouth. The courtroom was silent again. Michael sat motionless, barely breathing. Judge Judy turned toward him. Mr. Alvarez. Yes, Judge. You didn't steal from her. No, Judge. You didn't misrepresent the risk. No. You ran a business that failed. Michael nodded. Yes. Judge Judy turned back to Denise. That is not a crime. Denise shook her head, almost pleading now. So investors just lose and that's okay. Judge Judy answered instantly. That's the definition of investing. A few people in the gallery nodded. Judge Judy continued. You wanted profit without risk, that's called fantasy. Denise looked down. Judge Judy's voice sharpened. And then, when reality didn't cooperate, you came into my courtroom looking for someone to blame. She leaned forward. That someone is not him. Denise whispered. This is wrong. Judge Judy shook her head again. No, what's wrong is refusing to take responsibility. Judge Judy picked up her pen. I am dismissing your claim in its entirety. The words landed like a hammer. Denise's head snapped up. What? Judge Judy repeated it slower. Dismissed. Denise jumped to her feet. You can't do that. The bailiff stepped forward. Judge Judy didn't look impressed. I just did. Denise's voice cracked. I lost $75,000. Judge Judy looked her dead in the eye. No. She paused. You spent $75,000. The distinction crushed her. Judge Judy continued. And now we're going to address something else. Denise froze. Judge Judy tapped the bench lightly. Your behavior. Denise swallowed. You disrespected the court. Judge Judy spoke with surgical calm. You interrupted, you insulted, you dismissed the process. She leaned in. And you tried to demean a judge with a sexist remark. The gallery went silent again. Judge Judy's voice hardened. That tells me everything I need to know about how you conduct yourself when you don't get your way. Denise shook her head rapidly. I didn't mean it like that. Judge Judy replied instantly. You said it exactly like that. Denise's shoulders slumped. Judge Judy concluded. You are not entitled to anyone else's money. She looked at Michael. You're free to go. Michael exhaled for the first time in what felt like hours. Thank you, Judge. Judge Judy nodded once. Then she looked back at Denise. And you? Denise looked up, eyes wide. Are done here. Denise stood there stunned as the bailiff stepped closer. Case dismissed, the bailiff announced. The gavel struck. Bang. Denise stared at the bench, motionless. The reality finally hit. She hadn't just lost the case. She had humiliated herself on national television. She had insulted the one person who could have helped her. And she had walked out exactly as Judge Judy predicted. With nothing. As Michael gathered his papers, he didn't smile. He didn't gloat. He simply walked out. Denise followed seconds later, her earlier confidence gone, replaced by quiet rage and disbelief. Judge Judy removed her glasses, already turning to the next case. Another lesson taught. Another ego dismantled. Another reminder that in her courtroom, reality always wins.